them having more reps, a year's worth of reps with their offense. With you guys, you're not getting those same kind of reps against that offense every week. It's kind of unique. How do you kind of supplement that, account for that?
Yeah, I mean it's a challenge when you face a different style offense that you don't see all the time. You got to try to get as much as you can in. Obviously, it was nice to have a bye week ahead of it so you could get a few extra reps of it in there. But it's a challenge, and it's really hard to replicate because just as if when they implemented their offense last year, and there's a lot of things that they work through, and that's what they do. So to try to get that exact replication from a scout team when you have a card, all those little nuance pieces of, hey, you sit it down in this zone, you run through in this, here's the route adjust, here's the check for the quarterback. I mean, you can't get it all perfect in practice. So there's going to be a piece that the guys just kind of have to they're going to have to play on Saturday and have to adjust on the fly, and we're going to have to continue to coach. But I think the big thing that we did last year that we need to do, obviously the turnovers were huge, but tackling, you have to be able to tackle, and you have to pin ball carriers to the ground. You got to play with great vision up and getting those hidden yards. I think a lot of people forget and don't realize the nuances of the hidden yards within that offense. As receivers get comfortable to be able to catch, turn, move up field. So again, instead of being second and 6 or second and 7 or second and 5, all of a sudden they're in a lot of second and 2s and second and 1s, and they're able to just continue to move the ball down the field. So no, it's a challenge, and a really big one, and they get to do it, at home. We don't have the benefit of the crowd. That's been really helpful in the first half of the season. So we got to go down and play really good football.
Feel like those defensive tackles who played at Georgia who were replacing Hawks and what how they done during the bye week to kind of try to find something with them.
Yeah, they played okay. It's one of those things, and I think Coach was asked that, and I think it's probably the right word. We held up, but you do miss, the fact that Ox was not just holding up; he was making plays. So whenever you lose production, you feel that, and so I think guys understand that they've got to continue to push and elevate and get better. And in this guy, I think that was one of the underrated things. And I know we talked about it last year when we played, State, was the fact that those three guys up front, between Josh and Quentin and Phil, they really dominated the front, and really controlled it. They played big, they played fast, they played physical. And we're going to need that again. And their offensive line, I think, is much improved. And they're big, they're strong. They're able to latch on, as a pass rusher. So, it's going to be different for these guys. For our guys, that the feel that they're going to get, the three-man rush that you may feel like you're getting home in practice. You're not getting home, and those routes are going to be longer, and we're going to have to stay in coverage longer. So we're going to have to do a good job there.
When you're playing air raid, people talk about your secondary, but how do the responsibilities for the linebackers change, especially your inside guys when you're playing an air raid offense?
Well, they got to get their feet in the ground. They got to see the cue. The big thing is we got to play with great vision in our drops, and we got to get our feet in the ground, and we got to tackle and understand that a catch tackle is not a bad down. And first down, they're going to make first downs. They're going to move the ball. They're averaging over 400 yards a game. They're going to move the ball. They're going to score points, but you just can't, but you can't stay stagnant either. There's times that we're going to have to mix it up. But we're going to have to do a good job for the linebacker-wise. It was funny. We were going through, sort of the 6 interceptions from last year, and, one was a defensive lineman, and 4 came from the linebacker position, 2 inside, 2 outside. So, again, that's where a lot of the routes go, and so, if you can get some tips or some overthrows, and obviously you never expect that you're going to get sort of that many, but we've got to be able to try to create some, and help out the offense.
Bulldogs have played a little bit against you guys last season, but he ended up being the starter there in the
Mhm.
game. Played obviously the whole season for them for the most part, outside of his injuries. But how have you kind of seen him?
I think he does a really nice job in their system. He understands. You can tell that he grasps, what's where to go with the ball. He does a nice job of understanding which coverage he's getting, which receiver is going to be open, which check to make. No, he's really a great quarterback for that system, and he's extremely accurate. So he's going to put the ball. He's going to give them runners balls, on their mesh routes so that they can catch it and keep running. He knows where to put it down in the red zone on fade balls. And their receivers, again, I think they're playing at an entirely different level than the receivers last year.